jarring snort, it could only be a Ferrari, a 360 Spider. As for the city, the distinctive architecture and the castle coming up here on the left tells you that we're driving through Edinburgh. The word addict is thrown at video game players far too often. It's usually the term that people who don't play games use to describe people who do. But there are a few people who have been medically diagnosed as video game junkies. So how do you distinguish between a healthy hobby and an unhealthy obsession? Gamepad visited Nottingham Trent University to talk to Professor Mark Griffiths, who told us that games addiction is nothing new.
We got scientific journals reporting it way back with things like, Donkey Kong, even games like Pong. What's happened now, of course, we've got a whole new generation of games and gamers coming through where, you've got designers who build in lots of different kind of addictive elements in their game to get people to not only to play, but to keep on playing again and again and again. For me, those people who become addicted to video games are like people who become addicted to drugs and alcohol and gambling, is that they do live on the buzzes and highs produced by the body's own endorphins. When you play a video game, you will get a rush when you do certain things.
It's a new record.
People get high on those kind of things and they're very reinforcing, and that is as part of the addictive process of video games. People use them because they feel great about themselves when they play, when they get onto the next level, when they beat their high score, when they manage to do something they've not done before. These are all reinforcing things, they're rewarding things, they give the body a rush, and what happens is the body wants to do it again and again and again, and that is what makes video games addictive. People always ask me what a typical video game addict either looks or behaves like. Okay, I think the easiest way to describe it is that for a video game addict, the game that they play would be the single most important thing in that person's life. This is somebody who would probably be playing, something like Doom for 14 hours a day, from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed. They would actually use it as a way of getting buzzed up or high. Or if they've got problems in their life, just to try and tranquilise, escape, chill out. They're also the kind of people, if you stop them actually playing, they will get withdrawal symptoms. On a psychological level, they will become very moody, they will become very irritable. On a physiological level, they get stomach cramps. Their hands will sweat. I think the most interesting phenomenon is the whole area of online gaming. No! There are situations where you've got teams of people who are playing one character because they basically want their character to be playing the game all the time. So you often will get siblings, for instance, who will play for a 12-hour stretch, then go to sleep, and their other sibling will come on, take over their character. Their whole self-esteem is built up through the character that they're actually playing in this game. And in fact, these people are almost afraid to log off. I do think the online gaming community realise there are lots of people out there who play really to excess, and if there is going to be any growth in video game addiction, I think that is the area that you're most likely to see it.
Strike wins.
Now obviously there is a context to this. If you're a 17-year-old adolescent who has no financial responsibilities, you've left school, you're not in a job at the moment, you find yourself playing video games 11 hours a day, to me that might just be symptomatic of the fact that you've got time and the motivation to do that.
If I didn't play so many video games, I'd be in better shape.
If you're a kind of 48-year-old business executive who's married with 3 kids, that is going to have big problems for that particular individual, because you're not going to be able to do your job well, your relationship's going to crumble, and your work's going to suffer.
Gamepad.
Ask anyone you know and they'll tell you the Gamepad website is where it's at. And this is where it's at.
brother.co.uk/gamepad.
Squad games, in which you control not an individual but a small team, provide a good challenge, but they've been done to death recently. So Gamepad has been scratching around for innovation and come up with the top 3 squad games with a twist. Making it into our chart at number 3, SWAT Global Strike Team. It's a tactical shooter where you can literally order your squad around.
Damn it, here!
All thanks to voice recognition and a microphone headset. But that's not the twist. No, the twist is in the game's ethics. In this gun game, you're encouraged to take suspects alive. Cool twist.
Just get me out of here! Hands in the air!
You are my new pack.
Well, hello, Brutus.
Do I really have to tell you why brute force earns a place in a chart of odd squad games? OK, I'll spell it out. For starters, one of your squad of 4 is a lizard called Brutus. Another twist is that you can get your mates to help you at any time by picking up a nearby joypad and controlling the other members of your rather twisted team. But manfully commanding our chart of unusual squad games, it's Full Spectrum Warrior, which started off life as a realistic military simulation designed to teach the art of urban warfare in the streets. Although this looks like a third-person action game, it actually plays like a kind of strategy game with the design influence of sports and role-playing games. And if you can get your head round that, you'll appreciate why this is the twistiest squad game on the block.
When I'm not watching Gamepad, I'm cleaning and selling fresh fish. Matthew, £2 a pound.
Here on Gamepad, we just love it when the developer of a game gives us a few tips on how to play it. Unfortunately, a lot of game developers aren't as good at playing as you might imagine. But that's not the case with this next lady. Nina Christensen, the producer of Kung Fu Chaos, leads a crash course in how to play her own game.
One of our biggest objectives in the game was to make it very instantly accessible and very, very fun, with a view to the fact that it's always the most amount of fun to annihilate your best mate. My very, very first tip is to put auto block on straight away. The game was designed with auto block in mind, so I actually think it plays a lot better. It's a lot easier, and if you want to get 5 stars, it's a definite winner. It's also great against your mates. So what I'm doing here is taking out these first ninjas, which are pretty easy, and you can see I've powered up by doing a number of taunts, and that means by pulling both triggers I can pull off my super attack, which just wipes them out. That guy there is a spinny ninja, and he needs to be treated with care. So I taunt all the time, as often as I possibly can. Okay, this guy, he's one of the more advanced ninjas. He won't attack you, but he'll counter every move. So what you do to get rid of him is hit him once, wait for him to do his combo, and then counter his counter, which means you can take him out every time. So now I'm powered up again. Through the vine section, ignore this little yellow ninja because he's not going to do you any damage, and you've got to really concentrate on jumping over the vine and not losing your life. As soon as you're out of there, take him out, and if you can get powered up in this section, it's really good. Always get the lives as well. The key to this entire level, if you can pull it off, is to get powered up, get rid of those 2 super ninjas, wait for these 4 to spawn in, and take them all out with a super attack, and you're pretty much guaranteed to get 5 stars. That's 5 stars on the dino level, which is quite hard, and but that's how you do it.
Well, that's a wrap for today's Gamepad, but join us next time when we talk to the designer who brought the Game Boy from this to this. Plus...
No! Not yet! Harry, stay there!
Next time on Gamepad, a very modern, old-fashioned adventure. A game that could take you to a higher plane. Explained by one of video games' greatest visionaries.
The more they get into it, the more they realise that it's more like they're performing than they're actually playing a shoot-'em-up game.
And we show you how to keep up with the latest F1 sim.
The computer opponents seem to come out the corners a lot quicker than you'd expect, and certainly a lot quicker than you, so the key is to get them as you're coming into the corner.